Good evening. Here are tonight's top stories. Men wanted for the Durban Street drive-by killings claim they are being framed by police. Nicholas Singh has been arrested for the New Year's Day murder of Natram Persad. Police continue the search for Lisa Haley, 7 years after the fatal stabbing of her husband. The Ministry of Human Services warns the public about unauthorized pension and disability books. A sawmill operator has been charged with the murder of a West Bank Demerara woman, and an armed robbery suspect pleads guilty, receiving a 5-year sentence. Plus, the elections fraud trial faces another delay due to the magistrate's illness. Stay tuned for updates. Police continue search for Lisa Haley 7 years after fatal stabbing of husband. 7 years after the fatal stabbing of her husband, Dalson Haley, law enforcement officials are still searching for Lisa Haley, who has been evading authorities since her release on bail. Lisa Haley, now 30 years old and a mother of 2, was initially charged with unlawfully killing her husband following a domestic altercation at their Queen Street, Kitty residence in July 2017. She was 23 at the time of the incident. After being granted $250,000 bail, she disappeared before standing trial at the High Court, prompting the issuance of a warrant for her arrest. The case garnered significant public attention, as reports suggested a history of abuse in the couple's relationship, with some speculating that Lisa acted in self-defense. According to Lisa's claim, Dalson allegedly confronted her at her residence armed with 2 knives after their relationship had ended. She reportedly managed to disarm him and delivered a fatal stab wound to his chest during the struggle. Dalson Haley was rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital on July 29, 2017, where he later succumbed to his injuries. Despite extensive efforts, law enforcement has faced numerous challenges in locating Lisa Haley, and her whereabouts remain unknown. The authorities continue to appeal to the public for any information that could assist in tracking her down. Anyone with information regarding Lisa Haley's location is urged to contact the nearest police station. Sawmill operator charged with murder of West Bank Demerara woman. James Lord, also known as Jamesy, a 34-year-old sawmill operator from Soesdijk, was formally charged with the murder of Alexis Roxanne Harris, a 29-year-old woman from Free and Easy, West Bank Demerara. The charge was laid today, September 17, 2024. Lord was arrested on September 8, 2024, in connection with the fatal incident. The accused appeared before Magistrate Rondell Weaver this morning, where the charge of murder was read to him. Due to the severity of the charge, Lord was not required to enter a plea and has been remanded to prison. The case has been adjourned, and Lord is scheduled to make his next court appearance on October 8, 2024. The tragic death of Harris has shocked the community, and authorities are continuing their investigation to ensure justice is served. The Guyana police force is urging anyone with additional information related to the case to come forward. Men wanted for Durban Street drive-by killings claim they are being framed by police. 2 men, Karen Hines, 31, and Dominique Darrell Osborne, 30, who are wanted in connection with a fatal drive-by shooting on Durban Street, Georgetown, last month, have publicly claimed they are being framed by members of the Guyana Police Force, GPF. The men, both residents of the United States, made the allegations during an interview on HGP Nightly News with journalist Travis Chase. They accused law enforcement officers of being paid by drug dealers to falsely implicate them in the crime. The wanted bulletin, issued by the GPF, connects Hines, Osborne, and an 18-year-old Omalie Vieira to the murder of 39-year-old Lawrence Wayne, also known as Boy Boy, and 40-year-old Anthony Huffscomb. The incident occurred on August 24, 2024, when a drive-by shooting took place at around 05:45 HRS. Huffscomb died at the scene after being riddled with bullets, while Wayne succumbed to his injuries at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, GPHC. During the broadcast, Hines and Osborne expressed shock at seeing their photos labeled as wanted for murder. Hines stated, "It was very surprising to us because we were not in the country when this incident occurred." He further criticized the police for issuing a murder bulletin rather than one for questioning, calling it very dangerous. The duo alleges that certain individuals bribed the police to issue the wanted bulletin. Hines remarked, "They're paying the money to the police to put our picture and our names out there, saying we were responsible for the Durban Street killing." Osborne also claimed that the police do not possess any evidence linking them to the crime. "They don't have the murder weapon, they don't have the clothes, they don't have anything to pin us with it," he stated, adding that no fingerprints or physical evidence ties them to the scene. Despite reports from the police that they have closed-circuit television, CCTV, footage and witness testimony linking the men to the crime, Hines and Osborne continue to deny involvement. Hines emphasized the danger of the situation, stating, "If police put out a wanted bulletin for you and label it as murder, it's very dangerous because they could see us and kill us, as they already see us as murderers." Hines also alleged that individuals targeted them after they repeatedly refused to join a criminal crew. He claimed that those individuals were now using their power and money to attack him and Osborne through the police. The drive-by shooting also resulted in several injuries. Among the injured were 25-year-old Travis Series, 38-year-old Tion Allen, 31-year-old Stanley Matthews, 33-year-old Destra Arthur, and Lloyd Roberts, a minor from Golden Grove. The victims had reportedly been attending an all-black party at V's Flavor Delight in Lodge when the shooting occurred. The Guyana police force has yet to comment on the allegations made by Hines and Osborne. Nicholas Singh arrested for New Year's Day murder of Natram Persad. Nicholas Singh, also known as Pookie, was arrested by police on Sunday in connection with the January 1, 2024, murder of Natram Persad. Persad, also known as Vishal, was fatally shot during a robbery at a wedding house in Canal No. 2 Polder, West Bank Demerara, WBD, on New Year's Day. Singh is suspected to be part of a trio involved in the robbery and murder. His arrest follows an extensive manhunt, with law enforcement officials conducting a raid across several areas in Regional Division 4A. Singh's capture marks a significant development in the case. In addition to Singh's arrest, police successfully apprehended several other wanted persons during the raid. Rondell Van Rossum, a 45-year-old resident of Norton Street, Lodge, was arrested in possession of an unlicensed Glock 9mm pistol and 10 rounds of 9mm ammunition. Meanwhile, Julian Aaron, a 51-year-old resident of East Ruimveldt, was arrested with a quantity of ammunition. Authorities also arrested 20-year-old Lorenzo Haywood, a resident of Coldingen, East Coast Demerara, ECD, who was wanted in connection with multiple armed robberies. These arrests are part of the Guyana Police Force's ongoing efforts to ensure public safety and bring wanted individuals to justice. Investigations are continuing, and charges are expected to be filed in the coming days. Ministry of Human Services and Social Security alerts public to unauthorized pension and disability books. The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security has uncovered the submission of unauthorized copies of old age pension and permanent disability books at post offices and other payment venues. These fraudulent books lack the official security features and designated colors of the authentic books issued by the ministry. The ministry has provided all relevant information and evidence to the Guyana Police Force, which has launched a formal investigation into the matter. Those found involved in producing or distributing these counterfeit books will face the full force of the law. Additionally, any individual attempting to present these fraudulent books for encashment will also be held accountable. The ministry urges its staff, the Guyana Post Office, and all alternate payment venues to remain vigilant in detecting and reporting any suspicious activity related to these books. The protection of public resources remains a top priority, and the ministry is committed to working closely with law enforcement to bring those responsible to justice. Armed robbery suspect pleads guilty, sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Martin Calvin, a 30-year-old resident of Lot 10 East Ruimveldt, Georgetown, today pleaded guilty to armed robbery and was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Calvin was apprehended on Saturday, September 14, 2024, and charged with robbery under arms, contrary to Section 222(c) of the Criminal Law Offenses Act, Chapter 801. The incident occurred on September 13, 2024, and involved the robbery of a 30-year-old female resident of Windsor Forest, West Coast, Demerara. Calvin appeared before Magistrate Alicia George at the Leonora Magistrate Court, where the charge was read to him. The application for judgment in absence, AJA, for summary disposal was granted, and Calvin pleaded guilty to the charge. He was subsequently sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. The successful prosecution marks another step forward in the fight against armed robberies in the region. Law enforcement remains committed to ensuring justice for victims and maintaining the safety of communities across Guyana. Elections fraud trial delayed again due to magistrate's illness. The long-awaited trial related to the March 2020 general and regional elections has been further delayed as the presiding magistrate, Laron Daly, remains on sick leave. The matter, initially deferred in mid-August due to Magistrate Daly's illness, was scheduled for a hearing on Tuesday, September 2, 2024. However, when the case was called, Acting Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty informed the court that Magistrate Daly is still unwell. As a result, the trial has been adjourned to October 31, 2024. Acting Chief Magistrate McGusty indicated that if Magistrate Daly remains ill at that time, a decision will be made regarding the way forward. This could include the possibility of transferring the matter to another magistrate for continuation, though this option will only be considered if necessary. The defense, represented by attorneys Mr. U.C. Anderson and Mr. Darren Wade, was present in court. The prosecution, led by King Counsel Mr. Darshan Ramdhani, joined the proceedings via Zoom. The trial, which finally commenced on July 29, 2024, has faced numerous delays since the controversial March 2, 2020 elections. Thus far, only 2 witnesses have testified, Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, Ms. Sonia Parag, and Ms. Rosalina Rasool. Parag's testimony, which described chaos and attempts to prevent the declaration of fraudulent results, was a focal point of the trial's first 2 sessions. The trial will resume on October 31, 2024, unless further health-related complications arise.